Okay, well, hello everyone, and welcome to the IndieCommerce session on webinar pandemic upgrades at Kaliba's Virtual Discovery Lab 2020. Just a reminder of the code of conduct and the antitrust guidelines so that you don't touch some of the topics, like there can be no discussion of price or pricing policies, no discussion of boycotts, or dividing up a market. As this is a Zoom webinar and not a meeting, some of the controls are going to be a little bit different. Chat will be used for any comments about the session or just to connect to other people. We'll also be putting any of the relevant links that come up through the presentation into the chat, so be sure to check on those. And for the question and answer session later on during the presentation, we'll be using the Q&A function. It looks like two little chat bubbles at the bottom of bar of the Zoom screen. So we'd like you to put any questions that you would like Geeta to answer during this webinar in that section. It's just a lot easier for us to manage. Okay, and without further ado, we have our IndieCommerce Senior Manager, Geeta Nathan.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, we apologize. There was a slight delay, but I think it wasn't so bad. So today we are going to talk about all the new features that were added to the IndieCommerce platform over the last few months and what's coming up in the next month or so leading up to the holidays. So usually in the first quarter, we usually plan for the next 6 months, the projects we are going to work on to get ready for the next year's holiday season. But this year in March, things changed. It changed for everyone. So we had to reprioritize our projects. And our members were seeing lots of changes in their business model, like they were getting more online orders. Customers who would normally walk into the store to place an order were now placing orders online. So there was a tremendous increase in online sales. So we decided to prioritize projects that would help our members focus on online orders and to make it easy for them to process the orders, and also to sell a lot of non-book items on their website. So okay, so today basically let me use a pointer. Okay, so we will be focusing on non-book items, gifts, puzzles, etc. Then shopping cart and checkout, order processing, reports, credit card processing, and also we will finish up with Wishlist and gift registry. And as I go through each topic, I will try to make sure which ones are for IndieCommerce and which ones are for Indie Lite. So let's start with the non-book products. So here we are talking about, so first let's focus on the non-book items that are readily available on your website, because we pull that information directly from Ingram. Along with the book feed that we get from Ingram, we also get feed and metadata for two categories of non-book products. So one is called the Ingram T, which includes calendars, journals, and blank book, etc. And we have about 25,000 of these on in our platform. And then we also have Ingram category M, which includes games, puzzles, gifts, and we have close to 26,000 of these. So all these products, the information is available on your websites because we are loading them from Ingram. You have everything, the metadata, the image, the price. Of course, the price is up to you, but you do get all that information. And all you have to do is make sure that these two are enabled on your websites. So for IndieCommerce site, the preference is available under store, configuration, account information and preferences, configure book settings. And for Indie Lite sites, it's available under store preferences. So because these products are from Ingram, it is possible to send these to Ingram for fulfillment. Right now, if you do direct to home, that is using your iPage account directly to Ingram, you can source these products from Ingram. And doing them via CDF is coming soon. And because, again, the product information is already available and you can easily display them. Of course, there are 25,000 or 26,000 of these. Not all of them will be ready or on hand at Ingram. And also, you may not carry everything. So depending on what you want to carry, you can easily create a collection of these items on your website On IndieCommerce sites, since you have access to views, you can create this collection using views. And on Indie, again, with Booklist, applies to both IndieCommerce and IndieLite, and browse by category too for IndieCommerce and IndieLite. So IndieLite sites do not have access to the views, but you can still showcase these Nonbook, Ingram M and Ingram T using either a book list, or you can even easily search by browse by category. Okay. Okay. So these, I'm going to show you some examples of what I have done on the sample sites. So here, this is a view that I created on an IndieCommerce site. And I created a view. The display format I used was table. And then I filtered the view for Ingram category M, because this contains games, puzzles, gifts, etc. So, and I also added another filter where I'm filtering the title that it has the word games. So it pulls up anything that has the word games on it. And because this, again, all this information is coming straight from Ingram. So you don't have to do anything, just create the view and then pull these. And this is another example. So here what I have done is, instead of displaying all the information, I just wanted to create like a very simple view. So this is a view, and I'm using the responsive grid for the display, and I'm filtering it by Ingram category T, and the title that has the word workbooks in it. This is kind of like a neat way to display if you, especially if it's a kid's store and you want to have this easily available for parents. And this is an easy display that you can create. And of course, IndieLite stores do not have access to views, but IndieLite stores do have access to creating a book list. So this is a book list. So here you can upload multiple ISBNs in a book list. So I created a page called puzzles, and then I added these ISBNs. And to create a book list, all you need is the ISBN of that product. And then you upload it. Here, for example, I'm just showing you 3. And because these are coming from Ingram, the availability status says usually ships in 1 to 5 days. And another approach is using the browse book. So here, if you go to the browse/books page, so this is the browse book page. And here on the left side, this block comes when you is available, and you can just display it on your site. So here what I have done is I have gone to the subcategory games and activities, and within games and activities, I chose another subcategory called puzzles. So once I'm on this page, I get all these displayed. Again, since these are available from Ingram, it says usually ships in 1 to 5 business days. And this is another easy way of displaying what is already available in the database, in our database for your customers. And once you are on this page, if you look at the URL, you can see the path to this page, and you can just use that path and then promote it. You can create special links on your site to display these on your website. So the basic thing is this is readily available. And if you don't have other non-book items on your website, this is an easy way for you to have non-book items listed on your website for your customers to purchase. And let's look at this. So here I'm looking at calendars and journals. Again, just like, because this information is coming from Ingram, just like how you upload inventory for books, you can also upload inventory for these Ingram M and Ingram T. You don't have to do anything new, nothing special. The same file that you upload your books, you just have to have these ISBNs also. And as long as the ISBNs match the same thing that we get from Ingram, the on-hand quantities will be displayed. So for example, in my test site for this journal, I added an on-hand quantity. So it says on our shelves now. And here again, it says on our shelves now. And this one, I did not have it in my stock file. So here it still says just available, usually ships in 1 to 5 days, which is it's available at Ingram. If you look at the product page, it looks similar to the books product page. So we display the title, the price, and the description. And since here I'm uploading the inventory with the books, the same file, it actually shows me how many I have in hand. Again, this data is slightly old. This is from September 19th, but you can upload this file as many times as you want in a day, multiple times in a day, And definitely everybody is doing it at least once a day. So this should be the latest as of yesterday, if I had done it yesterday. And in this sample site, I have 3 locations. So it actually shows me how many I have on hand in each of the locations. And here it clearly says this is on our shelves now. So basically our system treats this exactly the same as books. So with minimal effort on your part, you can still have some non-book items listed on your website. Next, let's go to the store merchandise. So the store merchandise, again, this is available only for IndieCommerce for IndieCommerce sites, not for IndieLite. Store merchandise is what we call as products that are unique to the store. In general, on an IndieCommerce site, we refer to them as custom products. And also sometimes used books and signed copies can also come into this. For these store merchandise or non-book items, you can create them manually. You can create a product class, and then you can create all these products manually, and then you can also upload the stock. We also have this bulk import of products. We have had this for a couple of years now. So this feature will allow you to upload your non-book items, store merchandise, onto your website in bulk. For example, and these are done using a CSV file. For any product, you will have a CSV file that will have the name, the description, the SKU, the price, and also a link to the images. All this will be in a spreadsheet. So you can download it from your POS, and then you can upload it to your IndieCommerce site. And this will create these products on your IndieCommerce site in bulk. And including the stock, again, bulk, along with the bulk import, right now, you can also upload the stock. So many stores are already using this bulk importer. So for them, if it's working fine, then you can just continue to do that. But later this week, we are going to launch a new feature. This is something that we have been working on because many stores, although they use the bulk importer, they can create the products, but managing the stock every day is tedious for them, because right now they have 2 files. One file is they're uploading for the books, and then they have another file that they have to upload for their non-book items. So instead, we wanted to make it easy and combine everything in one file. So that is coming up, like we were ready to launch it. We are doing some testing. So by the end of this week, we should be able to launch that. So here you will have one file from your POS. It can have all your books. It can have all the Ingram M, Ingram T, and it can also have your non-book items that are store merchandise, which are not Ingram M, Ingram T. So everything can be in one file. And on our end, our system will filter it out, and then it'll handle these non-book items separately from the regular books. And when it's uploaded, the product page of these non-book items will look similar to the product page for books. Like, for example, it will say on our shelves now. The availability status will say on our shelves, or you can customize it. And it can also display how many you have in stock at the store. And the images. So right now, when you upload an image for non-book items, you have to upload them one at a time, or you can use this bulk importer to upload it. Again, if you have too many, let's say you have about 25, 30 products, I think doing them using the bulk importer or even doing them manually is okay. It's not that much work. You're going to do it only once when you create the product. But let's say you have custom products, which you have several hundreds of those, then uploading the images one by one can be a lot of work. So we are launching another feature where you can just upload a folder to us. And that folder can have all the image files that you want uploaded. And as long as the ISBN or the SKU for that image matches the SKU for the product, our system can match it, and we will upload the right image for the right product. Again, please watch out for an update on this. We should have these ready by the end of this week. And we did create, and for stores that are already using the bulk importer, and they already have a lot of non-book items, I'm sure they will have lots of questions about how they can transition from that old system or the old process to the new one. Of course, some stores may just want to stick to what they're doing now, and it works for them. And that's fine. You can continue to do that. But if you want to start using the new features, then I'm sure there'll be lots of questions. So we try to address some of those questions here in this FAQ. And we will build on this FAQ as we have more information on this. And also important is on October 14th, we have an IndieCommerce webinar focused mainly on non-book items. So I recommend that everyone sign up for that webinar. Okay, next is the stock information. Most of you have seen this information already on your websites. So when you look at an order, like around May or June, when stores started getting lots of online orders, so they were having trouble processing them. So we asked the stores as to what it is they would like to see on their order page that would actually help them process it. So the most requested feature was to show on the order page itself how many they have in stock at the store or where they can get it from. So we worked on this feature. So on the order page, it lists all the products in the order and then also where it is available. In this case, you can see S1 and S2. So these are stores that upload their inventory files. So it is here. So S1 means their first outlet, S2 is their second outlet. And then after that follows all the Ingram warehouses. And then at the end, you have Bookazine. Bookazine is something that we just launched today. As today, probably if you have not looked at their site yet, if you go look at it now, it is in the process. We are the process of adding it for every site. It takes about a couple of hours before it gets pushed into all the sites. But by the end of the day today, you should see Bookazine available on your site. And for those of you who are not familiar with Bookazine, or if you don't have an account with Bookazine, we did provide the link here. They have created a custom page for ABA members if you want to set up an account or talk to someone at Bookazine. And there is this about stock information. If you click on this, it just gives you a basic information about what this data is. And the first two, this sample site that I'm using has 2 locations. So it has S1, S2. And this one, the information from your local store inventory, this is updated based on the last time we processed a file from you. If you do it multiple times, so this information will be updated multiple times a day. If you look at the Ingram numbers, these are in real time. Every time you look at this page, this number can change because this numbers we are pulling from Ingram every time. So let's say you look at an order in the morning, you may see one set of numbers here on hand. And then you look at it at the end of the day, these numbers would have changed because these are pulled in real time. And the same for Bookazine, but no, Bookazine is not real time. It's about like every 4 hours. And IndieCommerce stores will see all this with Indie Live stores because you don't have your local store inventory upload. You will see only the Ingram and the Bookazine numbers. And if you would think that you never will have an account with Bookazine and you don't want that information, please let us know and we can disable that for you. So let's start looking at the shopping cart. So what are the changes we have done? So first is store pickup or curbside pickup. So in March, April, when many stores were closing and they wanted to do curbside pickup, so we gave this option. It's pretty easy to do because you can just take your store pickup feature and then customize it for curbside pickup. This is an IndieCommerce only feature. Again, we feel that going into the holiday season, some more stores may be forced to close and just go back to curbside pickup. So we still encourage you to take a look at this feature because we never know when it can come in handy. So when you look at the store curbside pickup pane, all these fields are customizable. By default, it says pickup, but you can say store or curbside pickup. Again, everything, the header, the label, the description, everything is customizable. So you can change it depending on what situation you're in. And if your store has multiple locations, you can also change these text also. These are also customizable. Next is the confirmation email. So by default, every site has one confirmation email template, which means a customer places an order, they get an email, it has a standard template. But some stores wanted to change that. They wanted different templates. Like if it is a store pickup order, they wanted to have different instructions for their customers. If it is a shipped order, they wanted to have different instructions. So this customizable confirmation email template comes in very handy and it can be enabled upon request. So this is an example of what you can do. So this is a store pickup order. I just made very simple examples here. So here, if it is store pickup, you can just add this line. And if it is a shipped order, you can add this line. So these basic a simple change, but sometimes it can be very useful. So please, if you have not tried this, request it. We can enable the feature and you can give it a try. So next is the preferred name for customers. So the preferred name, this feature was launched about a month ago. So this gives your customers to enter a preferred name if their preferred name is different from the legal name. And so this gives you the option to actually address the customers the way they want to be addressed and respect the individual's identity. And this one, it is available for IndieCommerce, and it has to be, it can be enabled upon request. So what it does is, for your address fields, both your delivery and your billing address, you can add a new field called preferred name. Here I have made this required, but you don't have to make it required. The reason I made this required is because, as I mentioned earlier, using the custom email template, I wanted to use the preferred name when I address my customer in the email. So for that, I definitely need a preferred name. So I made this a required field. And those who don't have a preferred name can just enter their first name the second time. Of course, it's not the best solution because someone has to enter it the second time. It doesn't get automatically fulfilled. But for now, this is the best solution we have without making too many changes. And once the preferred name has been added, when the customer provides the preferred name, it appears everywhere. So it appears on the order page. You see it with the billing address, you see it with the shipping address. And I used my custom email template feature, and then I created a new email template. So here I'm actually referring to my customer by the preferred name. By default, it uses the first name, but I'm now replacing that with the preferred name. And this preferred name information is carried throughout the orders, so everywhere. Okay, next is a free gift wrap option. So again, this is for IndieCommerce sites, and this is one of the custom checkout panes that we offer. Like we have, I think, 2 custom checkout panes. We call them custom because you can customize them for different reasons. All it does is gives certain fields, different forms of fields that customers can fill in. So here, what we are using is we are using, so this particular custom checkout pane will actually have a checkbox, so you can use it for gift wrapping, and then so the customers would check it off if they wanted gift wrapped. And you can offer up to 5 options here for them to choose. And this is, again, it's optional. If they want to add a gift message, this text area will open up where they can provide the text message, the gift message. So again, this is a custom checkout pane. Some stores have used this for collecting membership informations, and if they have multiple types of memberships, they can use this for membership information. Or gift wrap is a good option. Many stores have used this. Again, you cannot charge customers for the gift wrap. This will be useful only if you're offering free gift wrap. So next is media mail eligibility. Now this is an important thing we need to remember. So as we started adding a lot of non-book items and stores were getting a lot of online orders, it became a problem for many stores because customers were choosing media mail for items that are not eligible for media mail. So we needed to find a way to prevent that. So if you are using the Ingram feed, we are using the Ingram feed. And Ingram sends a flag for everything that we get the feed from Ingram, whether it is books or Ingram category M or Ingram category T. We get each of these items is flagged, whether it is eligible for media mail or not. And we decided to process this information into our database. So now if you look at any item, product that is being fed to our system from Ingram, you will see that information there, whether it is media mail eligible or not. This comes in handy if it is like a box set which is not eligible for media mail, or for all the gift items that are not eligible for media mail. And this is available on both IndieCommerce and IndieLite. So this is what it looks like. You go to the product page of a book or some other product, and if you look under the admin product details, again, customers don't get to see this. You can see it as an admin. Here, this is an Ingram M product, and it says media mail is no, which means this item is not eligible for media mail. This is available for both IndieCommerce and IndieLite. With IndieCommerce, you can go one level up because you have access to rules. And so we made this additional condition available for IndieCommerce site. So it says check that all book products in an order are eligible for media mail. Although it says book products, this is actually for anything we get from Ingram. So all you have to do is edit your media mail shipping condition and make sure you add this condition to it. So let's say a customer orders a book and a gift item, and if the gift item is not eligible for media mail, they will not see media mail as an option when they go through checkout. So next is the non-returnable products. So again, many stores asked us for this feature. So there are certain items that are marked as non-returnable by Ingram. And the stores did not want customers to return these products to the store. So again, Ingram sends a flag for non-returnable on all the products. So we are now processing that. When you look at any product, you will see this information. It is available for both IndieCommerce and IndieLite. So again, on the product page, you can see that this item is Ingram tea. It's not eligible for media mail, and it also cannot be returned to Ingram. I have a feeling that this is like some kind of a calendar, which of course, you don't want customers returning it in February or March. So it is non-returnable. It is available to both IndieCommerce and IndieLite. And when as a customer, they get to see this. So on the product page, right below the availability information, this message is displayed that this item cannot be returned. Again, this is an option for the stores. Some stores may not mind if the customers return this. So we did not make this on all these sites, but it is a choice. If you want to, you can enable this. And the configuration is again under account information and preferences, configure book settings for IndieCommerce, and for IndieLite, it is under store preferences. And you just check this checkbox here, which says you're adding this additional message on the product page, and you can customize this. Instead of saying this book cannot be returned, you can say this item cannot be returned, because this will apply for both non-books and book items. Okay, so now after checkout and cart, now the next is order processing. Again, with like hundreds of orders, online orders coming through, we decided to focus on features that would help stores process these orders faster. So we came up with bulk operations, and this is an IndieCommerce only feature. Here you can process orders in bulk. What does it mean? Like if you have the bulk operations, you can select say 20 orders at a time and then move them from one status to another. Or you can take the 20 orders and then add an admin comment, an order comment to that order. Or you can just send a quick note to the customers. Example, if you do the process orders by ISBN in bulk, let's say it's a pre-order. Let's say you have pre-orders for Obama's book, and you just want to send a note to your customer saying, thank you for the order, and we will get in touch with you first week of November or something. So that can be done through this bulk order operations. You don't even have to process the order. Even to send a note to the customers, you can use this. So a quick note to the customers is possible. And you can also add admin comments. But it is very important to note that this is a very powerful feature, especially if you're using it for processing orders. Let's say you are taking orders that are pending and then moving them into payment receipt, which means you're charging the customer's card. It is a very powerful tool. It'll save you a lot of time, but at the same time, you have to be careful. It has to be used with caution, because if you make a mistake with one order, it is probably easy to fix. But if you make the same mistake on 20 orders, with one click, you can actually end up charging 20 customers if you didn't mean to charge 20 customers. So fixing those can take you a lot of time. So this is a very powerful tool, but at the same time, use it with caution, especially if you're using it for processing orders. If you're just using it to add admin comments or to send a quick note to the customers, I think that should be fine. You can also use it to print invoices in bulk. And then the next one is shipping labels. So this one, again, it is available upon request on IndieCommerce, and IndieLite, we just launched it this morning. So what does it do? Here, again, you have all these orders. You're going to be printing the shipping labels. So instead of doing it one at a time, here you can export all the order information into a CSV file. and then import it, upload it into your shipping solution, and you can generate the shipping labels. So it is, again, a bulk operation. And we do have a solution in place for stamps.com, ShipEasy, and Pirate Ship. And we just noticed that each solution, they require different fields in different formats. So we decided to create separate ones for each of those. And if you are using any one of these, if you want to give it a try, let us know. Next is the integration with POS vendors. This, again, I recommend that you talk to your POS vendors to see how they can help you with this. Many of our POS vendors have they have a solution in place. What it does, again, is if you are in the habit, like if you have a staff actually taking all your online orders and then entering them into the POS system one at a time, that can take a lot of time to do if you have plenty of online orders. So this one, again, it just imports all the orders from your IndieCommerce site into your POS. This has to be done carefully, so please talk to your POS vendor so they will guide you. They will give you the exact steps you need to take to get the orders into your POS without causing any confusion. Again, this is supposed to make your job easy, so you don't want to do something that would actually make it harder for you to fix it on your POS. So please talk to your POS vendors before you, and we can enable it for you if you want to give it a test. And the other part of it is uploading your stock from your POS into your IndieCommerce sites. This is an IndieCommerce only feature. And here, I know some of you use above the tree line to send us the files for your books inventory stock information. Instead, you can also set it up so the files are uploaded directly from your POS system into the IndieCommerce sites using FTP. The file transfer protocol, your POS systems can help you with that. Here, the advantage is you can do it multiple times. We have the capacity, our system has the capacity to process multiple files a day. So if you can upload multiple files, I think that would benefit. And also with the non-book items being included in the book stock file, I think doing it multiple times a day would definitely be beneficial. Again, for both exporting orders into your POS and for uploading your stock into your websites, both ways it is between your POS and your IndieCommerce sites. We have these features in place on our end, so please talk to your POS vendors and they can help you with setting up on the other end. So next is the Ingram Fulfillment. So with many stores closing in April and May, we had this sudden increase in orders being sent to Ingram for direct fulfillment. Unfortunately, that was the only option for many stores. Even stores that had never done CDF before, they were forced to do it. Then here I'm referring to the customer direct fulfillment, which is using your IndieCommerce site and sending orders from your IndieCommerce site to Ingram, not direct to home, which is what you do with your Ingram account. Instead of sending, usually we would have like about a couple of hundred orders a month, but here we started seeing like close to 1,000 orders a day. So we had to make some changes, adapt quickly to make this process smooth. So we added a couple of new statuses. Like we have a status called accepted by warehouse. So this would be like you send the order to Ingram, it is pending, then it becomes accepted. When Ingram accepts the order, then it gets shipped and then it's completed. And just, and tomorrow we will be, or sorry, today, you should actually start seeing this today. We added a new status for pre-orders that are waiting at Ingram, because many stores send pre-orders to Ingram. This is IndieCommerce stores. This is an IndieCommerce only feature to send pre-orders to Ingram. And when you send a pre-order to Ingram, it makes it so much easier to differentiate between a pre-order and a regular order. So these orders, we are now flagging them as pre-order accepted by warehouse. And other additional changes we did, we used to only send files to Ingram twice a day. Like when we send files to Ingram from IndieCommerce and IndieLite, they're usually batched in batches. We were sending 2 batches, but then with the increase in demand and to get these orders shipped as soon as possible, we increased it to 6 times a day. And now you can see the tracking number in the admin comments, and also the tracking number is being emailed to the customers. And we also have this feature, it is available upon request, which is, and if you are a store that would like to send as many orders to Ingram as possible, and if you see that an order does not have the send to Ingram button, you may wonder why. And so we thought it would be much easier for you if we can display the reasons why that order is not eligible for Ingram. So that feature is now available. We did not want that enabled on all the sites because many stores may not even use this feature, and having that information up there can only be distracting for them. So if you are a store that relies a lot on CDF, and if you would like to see this information, please let us know and we can enable this feature for you. This is displaying the reasons. Credit card processing. So with credit card processing, I know we are now focusing on moving IndieCommerce. This is here I'm only referring to IndieCommerce sites, moving IndieCommerce stores from ABA's credit card processor to the store's own credit card processor. And many stores thought that this timing was really bad to do this, but given all the reasons why we were doing it, we think that this is a good time to do this. There are many reasons for it. One, we wanted to give stores more control over the credit card orders. With more online orders, customers, when they call a store about an order, which they're using their credit card to pay for, as a customer, they would want immediate answers to this because it involves their credit card. Even whether it is to like issue a refund or check on a transaction, customers would require immediate response. And if a store is using ABA's credit card processor, stores don't have access to this information. So they have to write to us, and then we have to check up the transaction and then provide the store with the information, which they can convey to the customers. And so that kind of, we felt that that affects the credibility of the store, especially when credit cards are used. And now with so many online orders, customers are worried about fraudulent orders and where their credit card is being used. So we wanted to give stores more control over it. And with more and more orders online, we thought this is a good time to do that. And also, if you have your own credit card processor, you have more control over editing these orders. Right now with ABA's processor, when an order is marked as payment received, that's it. You cannot touch that order. But if you have your own processor, you can actually edit the order. You can issue refunds to the customer. You can issue partial refunds. You can even add an additional charge to the customer. So all this is possible directly from the order itself. Like for the store staff, they can do all these things from the order itself. And I did a webinar about a month and a half ago about this, going through the detailed steps, if you want to take a look at that. And also I will be covering some of these steps in my webinar next week on October 12th. And then next is, yes, and then you can refund, and you can refund, you can add additional charges, all that is possible. Next, your own fraud protection suites, filters. With ABA's processor, we decide what the fraud protection filters would be. But if you have your own, you can set your own filters and you can modify them. Automatic recurring billing. If you have a membership program, you can collect your customer's credit card information once, set it up on your own authorized.net for recurring billing, and you're set. You don't have to contact the customers every month. And you will get paid sooner. As soon as you charge the customer, as soon as it settles, the payment will be on its way. And this is again more important now because you are seeing a lot, we are seeing a lot of new customers, online customers, customers who were just walking into your store to make a purchase. Now they are your online customers. And these customers are noticing every single thing because they have never done this before. And when they get a credit card statement and the statement says the charge was from BookSense Inc., they have no idea what BookSense Inc. is. But with your own processor, your name will be visible on the credit card statement. So all in all, it is customer satisfaction. So this is a good time to do it. We do have deadline of October 22nd. We are in the process every day. We are like moving about 10 stores from ABA's AuthNet to your own processor. So please, if you have not done this, please reach out to the IndieCommerce team. We have one staff member totally assigned just for this process to get the stores moved on. And ABA did negotiate a rate with Gravity Payments. If you are looking for a processor, if you already have a processor, you can go with that as long as they can work with authorized.net. But if you are looking for a processor, ABA has a negotiated rate with Gravity Payments, and this is only for your online. This is not for in-store. And so this is the, that is all information about credit card processing and like an FAQ. So please take a look at this. And then we have the Wishlist and gift registry. So this is both, it's an IndieCommerce and Indie Lite with some slight differences. With Indie Lite, you can have customers, each customer can have one wish list. With IndieCommerce, they can have multiple wish lists. And again, now more and more stores are starting to work with schools and libraries and other organizations, and this is a good feature to have. There is not much for you to do. You just enable the feature and your customers are going to use it. This is going to help your customers a lot. It is so easy for them to use. If you're working with a school, you can make those as non-shippable, which means customers are not paying for shipping, which means you can gather all those orders and then deliver it to the school. There is an easy shareable link. And they can also bulk upload titles, which comes in handy if you're working with schools or libraries. And also you get a detailed wish list report. And what is coming soon in this month, like probably this week, some this week and then next week, is if I have a wish list and if someone is purchasing from my wish list, I would like to get if I create a wish list, I would like to get reminded if it's about to expire, so that if I have shared it with others, they don't end up with like a denied access page or something. So that is coming up. And also when I have a wish list and when someone purchases from my wish list, I would like to get notified. So that is coming up. That's a new feature we are adding. And auto-fulfill delivery address. Sometimes, let's say it is an organization or a school, and then they create a wish list. When customers purchase from that wish list, customers have no idea where to ship that book to. So the person who is creating the wish list, like the school, they can put their delivery address in there and opt in to autofill that for any customer who's purchasing from that wish list. Just making it easy for customers to purchase from wish lists and support other organizations. And as a store, you will be able to create wish list on behalf of a customer or an organization. Discount coupons. IndieCommerce stores have had discount coupons. There are lots of options for IndieCommerce. We are just launching this. Sorry, I should have added here for Indie Lite. We just launched it today. So Indie Lite stores, you now have coupons on your website. So you can create coupons and you can issue those coupons to your customers. It can be either a dollar amount or a percentage, and it can be applied either to the order subtotal or for particular ISBNs. So you can say for any order that's more than $25, you want to give like a 10% discount. Or you can say that all the books that are in the Indie Next list, you can just grab the ISBNs and then create a coupon that will apply for all those books. So those two options are available for Indie Lite sites. Today it was launched. So please take a look at it and let us know if you want this enabled, because yeah, you have to reach up to us to have this enabled on your site. Okay, now custom reports. Again, with all these online sales, reports are important. Stores need to know how many are sold, different kinds of sales reports. So you do have general sales report. You can filter it by date range. You can filter it by payment method. You can filter it by shipping method. All this is available. If you need a report by SKU, comes in handy if it is the pre-order. And or you can do it by product type, because a lot of stores, they started having memberships, or I think we added a donation product that many stores used. So now they want a report to see how much they collected in donation. So there, this one will come in handy. You can run sales report by product type. New customer report. Again, this is something that's very useful for all our members. They've seen lots of new online customers since March. So this one can give you access to all these new customers. So you can reach out to them and make sure that they come back to your website for their holiday purchases. And if you're using coupons, coupon usage report. And also if you have wish lists, you have very detailed wish list reports. Now, through this presentation, I mentioned in many places that it is available upon request. So how do you request these features? So if you go to Store Configuration, Account Information and Preferences, and Store Features, here you can see a list of all the features that we have. If it is enabled on your site, you will see that it's already checked and it is great. But if it is not, you can check this box, say Enable, and then at the bottom of this page, you will see a Submit button. Once you click that, it will send an email to us. So we will know which site it is and what feature to enable, and then we will enable it and then get in touch with you. So this way, you can also make sure that all the features that we have, anytime we add a new feature, we will make sure we add it to this page. So please go over here and then check it periodically to see if there's anything that we offer that you don't use, and you can request it. And IndieCommerce webinars, we have a series of webinars we started in September. These two are already done, and the recordings are available in the webinar center on bookweb.org. And this was focused mainly on IndieCommerce store. If you are a new IndieCommerce store and you are working to get your site ready to launch for the holidays, please take a look at this webinar recording. It gives you easy steps to get your site ready. And again, we did the same thing for Indie Light stores. Please take a look at this. And in coming soon next week, so on the 12th, there is a webinar where we will talk about the bulk order processing and reports, and also touch on credit card processing. And on the 14th, this is the webinar on Sidelines and Nonbook about how to create them, how to manage stock. And here there will be a demo of this new feature, the uploading the stock items with the Nonbook stock with books. And the following week, we have two webinars. This is about holiday marketing and gift ideas, and then also working with schools and nonprofits. Okay, so now I think I have covered everything that I had to. So I am going to, Stephanie, is there a way for me to check the questions here without stopping my screen share, or do I have to stop my screen share to check the questions? Okay, let me stop the screen share. Okay, please explain the push to get us switched over to our own credit card processor. This is from Booksmart. Brad, if this is you asking the question, so I believe you have an Indie Light site. So Indie Light sites, we are not moving it to your own credit card processor. This is only for IndieCommerce stores. Once we are done with the IndieCommerce stores, then we will look into doing the same for Indie Light, but it is definitely not going to happen before the holidays this year. For items imported through our local Ingram inventory uploads, is there a way to import a CSV file that will modify multiple price points at upload? Ingram prices are not always reflective of what we charge in store. For items imported through our local Ingram inventory uploads, is there a way to import a CSV file that will modify multiple price points at upload? I'm not sure which store this is. So first is I would like to check if this is for regular books, the file that you upload will have three fields. One is the ISBN, the quantity, and the price. And once you upload a price for ISBN, that is the price that will be displayed on your site. It will override, okay, oh, sorry, for non-book items. If it is an Ingram M or Ingram T, the price that you upload is what we will use. We will not use what Ingram sends us. Always the files in your LSI, your local store inventory files, is the ones that we use. Always, we will use that price. So that is actually one of the reasons why many stores upload their stock inventory, because it is not just about the stock, it is also about the price. You can upload the stock and the price. So we will use both. If you don't upload a price, then our system will default to Ingram's price. But if you upload the price, we will always use that. For not yet published and pre-order titles, when does stock on hand update? Michael, so I think we have a preference. So for not yet published or pre-order titles, some stores want to show the stock on hand before the update. And then some stores, they want to upload the information, but they don't want that reflected on their websites until the pub date. So we heard both sides of it. So we gave the stores the option. So you can choose whether you want your stock to be displayed for not yet published pre-order titles. You can keep uploading them in your LSI file. Depending on that preference, you will either see those numbers on your site or you won't see the numbers on the site. So it is completely up to the store. Okay, and we just have a few minutes. I think we're done with the questions. So I just wanted to go back and say that for the webinars next week, please go to the IndieCommerce section on bookweb.org. All the sign up links are there for the webinars for next week and the week after that. We will just walk through again, we will walk through the steps, and we may have some stores that are using these features if they are available. I know most of the stores are busy. So we may have some stores share their procedures. Even if they are not there, we hope to collect that information and share it with others if it's fine with them. So please go in and then sign up for those. And also please take a look at the features page as we try to update it. And if you are not receiving the Indie communication is a good place for us to communicate with you, because that is where we include all the updates too. And these updates are also included in Allison's update emails. Another question, can we differentiate stock on hand facing customers versus it's visible to the staff grid? No, that is not possible, because once you upload the stock, whatever is visible to the customers is what will be visible to you. But you do have an option for your stock information. You can either say you have 5 on hand, or you can just say on our shelves now. You can ignore, you can hide that 5 on hand. If that number is what is, because some stores, they don't want to show the exact number, because sometimes by the time the customer places the order, they may not have that same exact number. So you have that option. You can hide the numbers and just say it is on our shelves. So that is possible. That's the only thing is possible, but you cannot see different numbers for the customers and different numbers for the staff. It is all pulled from the same database. Okay, I think we have answered all the questions. I have 5 more minutes, but I'm sure you all have a very busy day with so many sessions going on. So thank you for spending this hour with us and going over IndieCommerce. And again, if you have any questions, you can write to staff@bookweb.org, or you can write to me. And if Kaliba has a way of sharing this presentation and the PowerPoints with you, I will share it with them, with Anne and Calvin, and have them share it with you. Thank you everyone. And thank you, Stephanie.